All right, let's get this party started. Let's do this. Cool, can see some people in the chat. Hey Francesco, hey Jordan, hey Magdalena, hey there. Nice enthusiastic yes from Magdalena. Nice to see such enthusiasm. All right, so I think I should be audible, but my browser isn't audible at the moment. So here's what I wanted to start with today. So there's an awesome library called Formulaic, and my great surprise, they've put up a pull request themselves in which they're exploring using Narwhals. So I thought it'd be fun to just pull it down, see what they're doing, see how they're using it, see if we can give any advice, and see if there's anything in Narwhals that's missing that we need to implement. All right, from the chat, Magdalena, I'm hoping for the I'm Blue WD. There you go. Okay, audible, but I see a black screen, so yes. So let's share the screen. I'm gonna get this pull request up on the screen so we can review it together. Let's just figure out how. Is this right? Well, let's see if it's right. Nice one. Got some blue hearts from Magdalena for the I'm Blue rendition. That was fun. All right, we do have a screen. It is showing, it's just not occupying the full thing. Not at the center. All right, let's see if this is a little bit better. And yeah, let's start reviewing. So it looks like, well, before we get too deep into it, let's also give a little bit of context on what Formulaic does. All right, got a big yes from Jordan, got a hi. Hey, Bruno. Let's give a little context on Formulaic. Also, yeah, please do let me know if my audio is good, if anything needs changing. Still relatively new to this live streaming business. All right, let's give a quick demonstration of what Formulaic does. So the idea is you start with some data frame, and by data frame, I currently mean pandas. They do also support PyArrow table as input. And then you define some formula. I think it's typically linear formulas. So x plus z, for example, you want to build some regression model where you're predicting y, and you want to use x and z as your features. Now, what Formulaic will do is it'll realize that x is a column containing strings, and so it'll encode those strings. So what it'll do is it'll create for you some different columns. It'll create one hot encoded columns. So we've got one that's xtb, which is one where the value of x is b and otherwise it's 0, another one for c, and then the one for a is considered redundant. I think in linear models, this kind of thing matters. Like, you don't want one column to be a linear combination of other columns. But for tree-based methods and that kind of fancy modern stuff, I don't think it matters either as much or it doesn't matter at all. Anyway, this is really intended for linear models, so there it matters. They also give you a column for the intercept and Z is just numeric, so it's just kept as it is. Now, my question is, why just pandas? Like, there's nothing pandas specific about this kind of operation. Just take a string column, encode it. We should be able to do this with other libraries. In particular, we should be able to do it with the libraries supported by Narwhals. Thanks to many of the contributors who are here in the chat today for having enabled Narwhals to become a possibility. And let's take a look at what we can do in here in Formulaic. Let's see how they're using Narwhals, and let's see if we can help to get this across the finish line. So the author, owner, maintainer, Matthew, he said that this patch adds initial support and it's a bit patchy. But he also says, what does he say here? It's not ready to replace the default backend, but it's not too far either. Okay, there's a couple of hearts. Richie and Francesco. Cool. I like it when people add hearts to pull requests. Help to get a positive feeling. Right, so what are they doing? So they're making a new materializer. So my first question is, I understand that this probably doesn't supersede the pandas materializer, but the arrow materializer, at least, I feel like this probably makes that redundant. Let's see what else they're doing. We've got find nulls, check for nulls. Okay, if we're ignoring nulls, just return, cool. Then, otherwise, which class are we on here? Which class even is this? I might have to pull this down myself, but then I'll get into difficulties around sharing two things at once. I don't think I have that level of technological skill just yet. Still working on it, trying to get better at technology. So here, we're looking at the function check for nulls, line 618. And let's see what class this is in. So all of this comes from formula materializer. So we're going to do find nulls, then if we're to raise, and there are null indices, okay, sure, just regular handling of nulls, but how is find nulls implemented? There should be, hopefully they're doing something specific for Narwhals, and I think that's what we're going to get to into this next file. So, well, my first question is register inputs. We've got pandas here. Looks a bit odd. And outputs, Narwhals. Kind of feel like the input should be Narwhals here, but I don't know. Let's figure this out. So, all right, we're doing from native data. I wonder if this should be eager only. I've got a feeling it might need to be eager only if they're doing things that are value dependent, such as get dummies. But whatever. Let's see what else we've got. Is categorical, then if it's not numeric, return true. Is this the way we're going to do it? Hey! Came here from LinkedIn from Thierry. Hey, nice to have you here. So, for a bit of context, I think Thierry works on Hamilton. Is that correct? And Hamilton is awesome for a variety of reasons, but it's extra awesome because they've got an example of how to use Narwhals there. Thanks for having done that. Anyway, let's stay focused. So this is the first thing that I would kind of question. Numeric d-type, I mean, surely if it's a date time, we don't want to consider it numerical. Leave a comment about that, yeah. If it was a... Do you also consider date times to be categorical? Then encode constant. Okay, sure. So if the output is sparse, then sure, we can't do this in general with narwhals. I think sparse is like a NumPy pandas specific thing, and I have to wonder how long it'll stay live in those libraries. So if the output is sparse, we're just going to make a NumPy array out of it. Make a I think this is SciPy. Make some SciPy sparse matrix and return that. But otherwise, okay, looks like otherwise we're still staying in NumPy land, which is something I do need to. I guess it's fine. I think Francesco had mentioned numpy.full at some point. Let's just check what that does. I think maybe they can use that instead. So a new array of a given shape and type filled with fill value. I mean, I think this is pretty much a replacement for value times numpy.ones. Or numpy.one. Okay, let's take a look at encode numerical. Okay, again, if it's sparse, we need to do that fancy thing. And otherwise, we need to take a look at this drop nulls. How are they doing that? I'll pull down the code soon, but first I just want to take a look at the pull request and what we find in it. So note to self, we need to investigate drop nulls. Then we've got encode categorical. Something about reducing rank. Oh, right. So about dropping the first column. I think it's that. Ah, well, here. I don't like the look of this. You're converting this to pandas. I'm sure we can do this Narwhals native. Sure. Okay, so that's the first thing I'd like. Yeah, I'd really like to try this out because we should have full support for categoricals. We can create dummy variables. I think we should be able to do this with Narwhals. Then get column for term. What are they doing here? Fast stuff. Okay. Combine columns. So if we've got a pandas data frame, then okay, some fancy stuff to preserve the index if necessary. Like, I'm not sure I can comment on this to do. Maybe that's a question to raise for the author. But here we get into something interesting, which is that they've got a bunch of Narwhals series, and they want to make a data frame out of it. So what they do is they convert each one to the native library, and then call narwhals.fromDict. Yeah, I agree that this doesn't seem ideal. So this is another, yeah, something else where we can do better. And then they just return narwhals out. If output is narwhals. Otherwise, you just return the native one. Okay. Okay, so I think they've set it as empty here just to see if they can run pandas through the narwhals materializer just to see what happens. And a bunch of things are just copied over. Okay, is there a better narwhals native way to do this? Let's take a look. Well, this is a bit of an odd function. Oh, drop rows.register underscore. Has anyone seen this before, just making a function called underscore? Drop rows corresponding to the given indices in values. I'm sure we've got a way to do this now. So we've got an narwhal series, we've got a sequence of integers, and we want to drop those integers. Okay, Jordan says not in Python. Yeah. Okay, the underscore is common for single dispatch when you want anonymous function names that won't be referenced later. Thanks, Thierry. Polemic naming reminds me of forkbong, in which a function is named colon. What's forkbong? I mean, a function named colon looks pretty bad. Polemic's not the word. They probably know what they're doing. Maybe. But I'm curious. Surely we've got a way to do this, right? Let's give this a go. So, do a pro gamer move here and switch from Firefox to the terminal, which we're going to make a bit bigger. All right. Then import narwhals as NW because that's the law. Actually, first, can we do this in polars? If we can figure out how to do it in polars, then it should be straightforward to see how to do it in narwhals. Bruno, this is a fork bomb. Don't run it though. This is what is. If you pasted something there, I think either it got removed by YouTube or it didn't get pasted. I don't know. So let's say we've got some series. So, and it might freeze your system if you don't set some limits. Well, fortunately, I can't see what exactly you posted, so I might be able to avoid getting frozen. Right, that's enough getting distracted. So say we want to drop 1, 2, and 3. Like, does it work to just do something like 1, 2, 3? Or does that have to be a polar series? Yeah, this. Well, actually, no. I think this did completely the wrong thing. Because the unary... Yeah, okay, no. Never mind. Doing the unary on a series of integers does something really strange, which I've never really understood. Oh, I presume it's just inverting every bit, and this is what comes out of it. So, yeah, how do we drop? Because, like, we can do, for example, 1, 2, 3, and keep, like, rows 1, 2, and 3. How do we keep everything apart from rows 1, 2, and 3? So polars drop rows by index. How do I not know how to do this? So we can either do with row index, okay, but then that requires us to have a data frame. Yeah, it looks like there might not actually be a cleaner way to do this in polars. Well, never mind. Okay, and then just dependencies and minimum dependencies. Okay, well, the first thing I'm curious about is the what was it? Drop nulls, which doesn't seem to be here. And yeah, to inspect it, I think we're gonna have to open VS Code. Not gonna try doing everything in Vim again. I'm just not that good as a programmer. I don't think I'm that good as a streamer either if I can't figure out how to show up. Ah, here it is. VS Code. Killing it. We're on this today. Kinda. Right, well, I need one window for that. I need another window for the chat. Otherwise, I don't know what's happening. Right, and let's go to formulaic. Let's check out this branch. Let's figure out what they're doing. After, yeah, I think I'd like to spend another half an hour on this, and then we might go back to something Narwhal specific. So, do git fetch upstream. And we need to check out to the branch explore underscore narwhals. I think I was messing around with something here, so let's see what temporary things I had. Nothing important. All right, here we are. Cool. Well, I'm curious to try running this. So if we take a Polar's data frame and we just run this through what they've got, then what happens? No materializer has been registered. Do we need to put that here? Materializer, or is it in formula? No, they're doing it directly with model matrix. Oh well, we can put this. Let's just try running what they've got. I think they can figure out some of the complications later. Let's see for anything Narwhals specific, how we can help them. Let's do this. So they're saying we should use model matrix and then run something like this. And let's just replace this with a pandas data frame. Let's see what happens. Okay, didn't error. All right, we see it. So first things first, Matthew said that this raises for polars if we use anything. The polar's backend panics when NA action is not ignore. All right, so we got a heart from Magdalena on the pull request. Please do leave your hearts, people. Let's make this a positive place. And just curious to try removing that and seeing what happens. Then we can take a break and do other things. NumPy array has no... interesting. Well, it doesn't really panic, it just raises. That's not quite as bad. Ooh, that's interesting. So we don't... Do we not allow for filtering with NumPy arrays? Does Polars allow this, actually? Let's try. I'm not sure. Why not have IPython? Incredible. Too fast. Now. Import polars, import NumPy, make a polars series. Let's make a Boolean mask then. And this one is gonna be, let's say, true, 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 false, false. And then, what happens if we do s.filter m? Oh, this one also raises. It's, yeah, it's a polars. It's not implemented in polars either. It's not just a... interesting. It's not just a Narwhals thing. Does this need addressing in polars first then? Has anyone written about this already? Let's just do a search. So, polars filter with NumPy array. Is there not a filter? I kind of feel like this should be a feature request in polars itself before. Well, I guess we can do it in Narwhals. But I don't think we have a good way of converting a NumPy array to a Narwhals series, do we? Narwhals experts in the chat? Do we have a way of converting an NumPy array to a Narwhals series? If not, Simon Hansen. Hi, Marco. Hey, Simon. If I remember correctly, I think Simon might be one of the HP plot maintainers. I think. Awesome stuff. Hey, good to have you here. So yeah, just trying to figure out how to how to better help Formulaic with their Narwhals support. Right. And what we're getting a little bit stuck on here, they're asking, is there a better Narwhals native way to do this? And to be honest, I'm not sure that there's a nice Polos way to do this either. We need to filter using... wait, but they do have if is instance predicate list. They do support list already. Okay, so they do support that. So what we could do, I don't think there's any. Well, I'm curious. If we try running this now, okay, bad type for unary. Yeah, so we need to first apply the unary, then call to list. Yeah, now it works. Okay, that's the first thing I'd like to comment on. Okay, let's go back to the pull request and leave this as a comment. Okay, I need to get better at handling multiple windows. I'm going to have one window here for the chat. Need to keep up with that. Fairly important. Francesco, need to pass through dataframe first via from dict. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just worried that in some implementations it might not be free to go from series to dataframe. Like I know that it's free for polars, but classical pandas, I'm not totally sure. We might, because I think we're going from a 1D NumPy array to a 2D one. Not sure if that's free. So what we're gonna do is let's start by adding that as a comment. Interesting. I'd have thought there be an easier way to do this, but it seems there's not either. I was also expecting that passing a NumPy array to series.filter would work, but that raises, as Polars expects, a series or a list. Let's just paste this as an example. This might be a good request for Polars. So s dot filter NumPy array true, false, false. Wanted to get a little example to show them and that we can report to Polars. So then let's make our mask. So if we call mask.toList, it's supported, but if we just pass in mask, it isn't. I kind of feel like it would be a nice quality of life improvement to support this directly in Polars. close this and paste it directly here. Okay, I'll raise an issue about this in Polars and see what they say there. So possible solutions could be, for now, to do not selected or to list. This should be enough to address the error you're seeing when, what was it? NA action? Yeah, NA action. Isn't ignore. Then in Narwhals we make it easy to create a Narwhals series from a NumPy array. I think we should do this. I mean, we've got, yeah, I think we need to do this. Or we support passing NumPy arrays to so Polars has from NumPy, which always returns a data frame. Two-dimensional. Okay, what if you pass a one-dimensional object to polars.from NumPy? pl.from NumPy. It's always a data frame. Kind of want to get a series. Okay, never mind. So narwhals.from NumPy probably isn't how we want to solve this. So anything else to NumPy from NumPy? Yeah, we might have to add some NumPy function that's technically outside of the Polars API, but I think that's okay. Okay, we'll get back. Right. Yeah, we've been at this for over half an hour, so I'd say it's time for a little break. Yeah, gonna start again in 5 minutes or so. Thank you, everybody. Let's get a glass of water, have some tea, take a break. See you again soon. Right, I like it how everyone's commenting at the same time about the sound being off. Thank you for commenting that. It's good to know that there are people watching and paying attention and realizing that they should be hearing things, but they can't. Okay, is now any better? Right, I'd like to think it's now better, but I thought you were just skimming before returning. Lol. Cool. Well, if now it's back, please do let me know. Yeah, there's a delay between chat and what I actually see, so hopefully it's returned now, and we'll get confirmation from chat soon. So as I was saying, yeah, gonna leave some comments, see if there's some to-dos for us to do in Narwhals. We've already found at least one, maybe two. But now I'm just really curious, if we step through the code, what actually happens? And the only way that I have of making sense of things is by breakpointing through it. So let's do that. Okay, got a ta-da emoji. I can't see from who though. Yup, it's all good. Woo! We did it. I can't think of a celebratory tune. So, well, that little Mario-inspired thing will have to do. Cool. Let's try running this, see where it goes. S. Okay, we're in model matrix. Step through it. Okay, now it looks like we're getting into something with lots of things in it. Oh my gosh. I think we've got a materializer. Yeah, Narwhals. So presumably it's going to go into there. Let's take a look. Yeah, formula materializer, for materializer. Yeah, let's step into there. Okay, so now we're here in for materializer. Oh my gosh. That's registered names. Okay, hope this is good. Just got a disconnected notification and then a reconnected notification. Yeah, well, let me know if it's not. Cool. So, yeah, we're going to go here into class registered names. Step. Materializer. Step. Okay, where are we? Step is... Yeah, reading other people's code is never easy. Like, I'm impressed with what they're doing. It's not sure it's really clicking for me yet. There seem to be lots of layers upon layers. Okay, we're here in the init. Okay, wait, sure, but that's the init part. What happens after? Where's all of that, like encode and drop nulls? All of that exciting stuff. Let's remove the NA action ignore. What is that function we had earlier? It was like def underscore. Yeah, it is this one. So if we put a breakpoint here, and then let's try going up a level. Let's see what... What? Did I not save? It must get there. All right, here we are. Let's go up a level. Ah, dispatch. You need to wonder about this dispatch. Okay, encode numerical, gotcha. Okay, we're doing drop nulls, which is... Oh, so this is the part that gets dispatched. Ah, there's a drop nulls specifically, drop rows specifically for narwhals, which looks fine. Although I was messing around with a branch earlier. I wonder, yeah, I just wonder if I was doing it differently. Yeah, I think we can. Let's not save the breakpoint. I'd like to save that to list. Then other narwhal if I what's going on? Oh, maybe I need to make a little commit. Okay, it's Git trying to save me from myself. How did I do it here? Maybe I just didn't do it. Wow, that was a big brain move. Yeah, alright, I just hadn't done it in my branch, so fair play. It's probably why we hadn't noticed it earlier. So yeah, what are we doing? Yeah, let's run this. See what happens. Def encode numerical. I mean, yeah, so drop nulls, we saw that there is a specialized narwhals one. But what about encode categorical? Surely we can avoid this two pandas, right? Right? Right. However, it's now 4 o'clock. And I don't want to spend all of the time on formulaic. But I'm curious. Like, encode contrasts. Ah, yeah, here, like, we can do all of this with narwhals. We can do unique, we can do get dummies, we can get the categories. We can definitely do this. Okay, let's take a little break from formulaic. Let's see if there's any PRs that we should review in narwhals. And then I'm really curious to see if we can make encode contrasts data frame agnostic. Let's see if we can do this. Where are we? Right. This looks like it's it. Let's go home. Let's go to the narwhals repo. Hey, we've got a star. Since last time I checked. Don't know who this person is. Just some dude who works with data. Either way, thanks, dude. Right, where were we? Pull requests. Let's see if there's anything ready for review that we should review. I mean, there are some things. I mean, this one's fairly complex. Pretty sure I'd left a comment here. This one's in draft, technically, but it is passing. Ah, this is... a bit complicated, and we don't have it in pandas yet. We really not have this in pandas. Okay, maybe there's not anything super easy to review on air. In which case, I'm going to take the liberty of going back to formulaic. Hey, that's what happens with live streams. If anyone opens a pull request to Narwhals within the next hour and wants it reviewed on air, we can do that. All right, yeah, let's take a look at this encode contrasts, and maybe it's enough. Well, let's see. So, extra categories. Do we need to specialize this for Narwhals and for pandas? Well, let's see. So, what if we don't do the two pandas? Let's just make this a pass. And let's just verify that this does raise an error, which is exactly what we wanted. All right, getting there. Cool. Yeah, this is the line that raises. Yeah, we don't need it. I mean, we can do data equals. I just wonder why do they have to encode it as categorical? Let's try just not doing it. Let's see what happens. And yeah, what we can do. All right. So here output is pandas. I like the output just to just be like the original thing. I don't know why we've somehow ended up with output equals pandas, but whatever. So, but value, what is it? Data. So if we want to get the categories, then we can just do data.cat.get categories. Right, oh, this is string. Okay, so we do need to convert it. So if, let's say, if data.dtype is different from nw.categorical, then we're going to say data equals data.cast nw.categorical. Then let's say that categories is going to be data.cat.get categories, and then encoded should be just data.toDummies. Is that it, or is it cat.toDummies? Don't remember. I think Francesco contributed this method, so nice one, Francesco. I have to go. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Marco. Cool. Thank you there. All the best. All right, so data.cat.get categories. Okay, and then we want a list, right? Yeah. And then if we do data.toDummies, maybe it does need to be. Oh no, wait, this actually works already. Wow. Just data.toDummies. Easy. And then contrasts apply. Right, I have no idea if that's gonna be supported, but let's take a look. NW, right, we do need to import Narwhals, else we're gonna have a bad time. Let's do it at the top of the file. Import Narwhals as NW. Dataframe constructor not properly called. Really? Let's just check what we've got. Oh, is it in as columns, maybe? Do we need to make a specialized one for Narwhals? Well, let's see where we are. Oh, if output equals pandas, here's the part we probably need to change. Well, why? Why does this even need converting? Like, I mean, here, dot pipe to native. Yeah, this is already a nice data frame. And coding column names. Well, okay, the column names need changing. But I think we can do that. So, coded, rename, coding column names. Right. Encoded equals encoded dot rename. So let's say key is going to be name for key name in zip, encoded dot columns, and then coding column names. Hey, this isn't what I was looking for. It's like if you've got a plate of chips and you find an onion ring. I mean, it's nice that it works, but yeah, it's not really the output we were hoping for. So let's figure out why. How are we doing for time? Okay, 5 minutes left in this particular Pomodoro break. Then I think that'll be enough on formulaic. Let's maybe try to do some fun benchmarking in Narwhals, because everyone likes benchmarks. Like, all benchmarks are wrong, but they're also fun. Hey, we've got a bug report. Nice. With columns, crashes on pandas with empty data frame. Interesting. Okay, yeah, we should probably fix this. Let's see if we can fix it on air. Nice one. Okay, let's leave these comments. The other thing was the categorical part. So I think it should be possible to keep this Narwhals native, as we have. Let's add links to the things. So API reference. Going to look into series.cat. Wait, what? Nothing shows up in the Narwhals docs for series.cat. We need to fix this. So docs for series.cat are empty. Okay, we need to fix that. It might just show up in extra.cat. Yeah. So we've got get categories. And the other one that they need is two dummies. So we've got cat.get categories, and the other one is just series.two dummies. Okay, we'll try this out and let you know. Good. I think this PR is going to be a lot of effort to get through, but it's going to be really worth it. So I'd really like to spend a lot of time on this. Cool, thanks for trying this out. Let's also open some issues. So we need a new feature, which is easy way to create narwhals.series from NumPy array. So we may need a convenience function outside of the Polars API for this, but it would be good to do something like so S is a Narwhals series, and then let's say M is a NumPy array, and then we make a new series is equal to nw.series from I don't know, do we want to have a series constructor? I don't know, I guess we could do this, like make series. And we have something like M, and then we say native namespace equals S dot native namespace. So we may need a convenience function outside of the Polars API for this, such as let's mark this as enhancement. I'll paste this in the chat as well. So, any suggestions? So, oh, nice! Whoa, look at that! They figured out by themselves that they could use values.isNull.argTrue.toList. Ah, I want to comment on this. Nice. Oh, wait. Something happened to the mic. Oh, no. Okay, just gonna... Something happened to the mic. Listen back and see what might have happened. Is it... Oh, no. I don't know, listening back, it sounds alright. Okay, just go. Something happened to the mic. Listen back and see what might have happened. Is it... Oh, no. Okay, is this any better? I don't know, listening back, it sounds alright. Okay, just go. Something happened to the mic. Listen back and see what might have happened. Is this any better? It's different, there's an echo. Yeah, what's going on? It's different, there's an echo. Yeah, what's going on? Okay, we're hearing it twice with a delay, as if your audio were bleeding into the mic again. Oh dear. That's the opposite of what I was hoping for. Let's see, is this any better? Is it just me? Can anyone? It's good again. Woohoo! We did it. We need We need a celebratory tune. Cool. Thanks, Bruno, for always being on top of things. Right, where were we? Yeah, so I'm really happy that they figured out that they could do all of this. Like, is null arg true to list? This is really fantastic. Exactly what we were hoping to enable. Let's edit this comment then. So issue here. I'll report this to Polars and see what they think there. All right, lots of musical notes from Magdalena. Cool. Like your requests. Okay, right then I just wanted to address this other to-do, which was, yeah, maybe we should allow for from dict to not, yeah, we should allow for native namespace to not have to be passed if the input series are all already narwhals. Yeah, I think we can do that. So don't require passing native namespace to narwhals.from dict if inputs are all nw.series already. So the following should be supported. So w.from, let's say data is a dict strings to narwhals.series. And we can say nw.from dict data. Let's mark this as an enhancement. So let's leave a comment to Matthew. You're right, this should be supported and easier. I've opened an issue about it here. All right. Gosh, I feel like I'm saying all right a lot. Not easy to be a streamer. Good thing this isn't my primary occupation. Okay, so I wanted to comment on the from dict part. I wanted to comment on the categorical part. On this part as well. I think that's everything for now. Cool. Let's address those. Yeah, let's address some of the things and get back to this. Cool, thanks for trying this out. Left some comments. Made some to-dos in Narwhals itself. But I really like the look of this, and I'd like to invest more time into making sense of it and bringing it forwards. I'm away this weekend. But I'll get back to this soon after. Cool, nice one. I think my Pomodoro timer went. Okay, time for a little break. And then, yeah, let's be back in 5. And then just do one last amazing session. This time in Narwhals itself. No formulaic, no third-party packages or anything. And then let's call it a day and do this again in a couple of weeks. Right. Hello, everybody. Let's get back to business with one last final super amazing session. So what we're going to do here is first we need to fix the bug which has been reported, then review anything that comes in. Let's see how much we can do in just 30 minutes. Right, check out main, pull, check we're up to date. Okay, so let's fix empty with columns. I'm seeing a partying emoji. Cool, thanks for that. I like partying emojis. And I think we've got a with columns test. Now, because I'm live, then I'm going to make sure that we do this, that we follow best practices. And that is to say that we do red, green refactor. Actually, before we do this, why on earth is this test using constructor eager? Surely this one can support just constructor, right? Let's try constructor. No. Let's see. PyTest tests frame with columns test. Okay, we've got person running, brick wall, money. Something about Mario? Not totally sure I get these emojis. It might be. Okay, what we've got here is just performance warning about dot columns. So what we could do is just collect schema dot columns. Then will it work? Okay, right. Is it names? I can't remember. Names, yes, hooray for tab completion. Except the names are in a different order. For all of them. What? Self.keys. Ooh. Well, that's something we need to check. Okay, everyone says, yeah, you were playing. No, might have mistaken it for another song. Well, the thing I was just playing just now was the Wii music, like the Wii Sports one, this one. The Mario song is and so on. Anyway, just like how Mario is running out of time, we're also running out of time here. So let's get this done. And absolute legend, Francesco Bruzzesi in the chat, names needs parentheses. Wow, what an attentive stream audience we have. Cool, fixed that. Maybe we can get all of these to just use constructor then. Let's do that. So then it'll be tested for Dask as well. And then later for anything else lazy that we do. Brilliant from Bruno. So collect schema names. iLock. Where's iLock? Oh, Len. No, sorry. Here we're doing. Yeah, no. This one is going to have to be eager only. Let's pass it. Okay, so now let's do with columns, and let's do it with an empty data frame. Sorry, not an empty data frame. The data frame is decidedly not empty, but we just don't pass anything in. And expected should be just the same as data. And this presumably should... What? This can't pass. What's test-driven development if the test passes to begin with? Okay, let's take a look at the bug report. That's annoying. You know, sometimes I want tests to fail. This is one of those cases. Oh, the original data frame needs to be empty as well. Huh, okay, let's do that. Well, actually, what we can do is just insert a select here. So then it becomes empty. And then we do with columns. Red! Okay, let's celebrate the tests are failing, and now we can fix them. Wait a sec. Polars, it's failing for column not found A. How on earth is polars failing on this? Wait a sec. This is odd. Import polars as PL, PL.dataframe with columns. Yeah. And if we just do an empty select, yeah. So, okay, we've got a few things to resolve here, I think, then. Oh, wait, because we're doing the compare dicts with data. We really want to have, yeah, this should just be empty. Right, yeah. Oh, right, so now it's only failing for pandas. We see your issue, not VS Code. Cool. Thank you so much, chat. The best. Okay, yeah, let's figure out how to do this in pandas. Yeah. Honestly. Narwhals community. Simply the best. How are we going to do this? If fast path, well, I guess we could just say if not new columns, we just return self. Yeah. We don't have, yeah, we don't have any methods which modify data frames directly anyway. So I think this should be fine. And then we just let, yeah, we're not making any guarantees about mutability or immutability or about copy and write and stuff. So I would just do this, to be honest, yeah. And write. We don't make any guarantees about mutability, copy and write, and we don't have any methods which mutate data, so we can just return self. Let's see if now the test passes. All right, it's passing. Let's make a PR then. So fix pandas empty with columns not working for pandas backend. Let's open a PR. Push this upstream. And fix it. And then let's fix the other things we've opened. Yeah, hope this is good. All right, let's do the other things. Why? So series. Why is this not showing up? in the docs. Let's see. Where do we add this? In API reference, we've got series.cat. Yeah, we've got get categories there, right? Let's take a look at extra cat. Yeah, this looks like it's exactly the same. So why? Ah, series string namespace. It should be cat namespace. mk docs serve. I don't know if there's any automated check that could have helped us catch that, to be honest. Nice, now we've actually got it. Think of the poor person who had to write this doc string using apples and mangoes, and then the doc string wasn't even showing up. Cool, so I think we can submit this. While we're here, I think there was an example that used like cars or something. Yeah. Let's fix that. It's yeah, let's change it from cars to animals. And instead of Audi, let's have fly. I think this is spelled correctly, right? Beetle, yes, okay. Here we are. Now it's okay. Cool, thanks, Magdalena. Yeah, so this is just me being... It's the kind of thing that I don't feel like pointing out in pull request reviews, but now that I'm doing a drive-through, let's address it. Why have examples with cars when you can have examples with animals? So yeah, PyTest being slowed down by the fact that we're streaming. But it still passes, cool. So docs fix series.cat reference page. Let's make a PR. Push U origin head. And get it back up. You probably don't want the search results for Beetle. Ooh, related site. Nice one, Francesco. Related scikit logo PR that works around using from dict. How do they do this? From dict. I see, yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do this, but we probably should make it easier for people. Anyway, let's give Francesco a thumbs up. And let's merge this thing. Well, or at least open a pull request. Yeah. Okay, so we've got 1, 2 pull. Oh, never mind. Francesco had already done it, so let's merge Francesco's, and then I'll rebase mine to get the other thing. Let's approve. So let's go back to mine. So here's how we rebase a pull request. I'm just going to do fetch upstream and then rebase upstream main, and then let's do a forced push. Yeah, and let's get this in. Right, in just a few remaining minutes, I kind of want to set up, I kind of want to see if we can run a benchmark. So with more deepch with more libraries. Let's do this. I'm going to go to execute Q1. Let's close everything apart from this, and let's close things that we don't really want anymore. So let's also install Dask dataframe. Pandas native. Let's just remove this stuff. Let's just have Narwhals. And let's make the syntax more ergonomic. Let's remove these extra levels of indentation. Let's remove IBIS. Not benchmarking against IBIS anymore. Remove those. Just for context, IBIS have said that they're not focused on data frames anymore, like Pandas and Dask. They want to remove them. They want to focus on SQL engines, which I think makes complete sense. I think IBIS as a SQL front end is pretty cool. So let's remove that one. We've got pandas. We've got pandas with PyArrow types. Let's remove this IBIS one. Polar's eager, Polar's lazy, PyArrow. And let's also add Dask. Import dask.dataframe as dd. Then I'm going to do dd.read parquet engine PyArrow type backend PyArrow. I think that's all we need. Then PyArrow table. Okay. Pandas PyArrow types IBIS. We're going to remove this. Pandas PyArrow types native. I'm going to remove this one as well. I mean, it's all going to be via Narwhals anyway, so we can just remove these. Then pandas PyArrow D types. I'm fairly confident now in Narwhals as a zero-cost abstraction on these libraries, so let's just save ourselves from some compute and only put the stuff that we're interested in measuring. And finally, I'm going to put Dask dataframe. Now, anything that we do here should not be taken seriously, in the sense that we're not here to provide a good way to, like, we're not really here to compare these tools. Like, I think Dask is meant for larger data sets, it's meant to run on a cluster and distributed and all of that. I'm kind of just doing this to prove that with Narwhals we are able to run all of these tools. That's, you know, the comparing them, the timings that we get, it's kind of fun to see. But that's not the reason we're doing it. Okay, I think this is everything I want to do. So let's commit and let's update tpch q1 with Dask. And let's remove IBIS. Then I'll show you how I execute stuff on Kaggle. I'm going to go here, and we're going to run Kaggle kernels push path q1. Kaggle command not found. Okay, pip install Kaggle. How about now? All right, pushed. Let's see if this runs. Also this PR, something funny is happening. Oh yeah, we need to fix the output. Okay, I will get back to that in a second. Okay, so Magdalena's posted a penguin crying. Not completely sure I get it. Penguin crying. Trying to make sense of this. Okay, let's go back to the code. Hit checkout dash. And now, yeah, let's go back to these examples. Ah, right, it needs fixing here as well. animals, howdy, fly. Do these even count as animals? Maybe we should put insects. But not cars. Yeah, that's my daily activism. That's my activism done for today. Not to be taken seriously. Okay, we couldn't see the code, but now you switched to VS Code. So cool. You couldn't see the code. What was I doing? Oh my gosh, I am so bad. Sorry, I need to get better at switching windows and things. But whatever, I'm new to this live streaming. You get better at it with practice. Like most things, if you practice, you get better. I'm amazed that we've still got 10 people watching. Incredible. Let's see, do the PyTest Narwhals doc test modules. Does this pass? Yeah, it passes. So commit, fix up, push. Docs use animals instead of cars in example. Now I'm really curious about that pushing to Kaggle or whatever you did there. Ah, that's pretty cool. Okay, this is still running. So Kaggle has an API, which is here. Official Kaggle API. You can pip install this, pip install Kaggle, and then all you need to do is you need to download your Kaggle credentials. You'll need an account for that. I think it's like in settings. You can do that somewhere. Here it is, create new token. Settings API, create new token. You download that. You put it in a special place, which they tell you. They tell you here somewhere where to put it. Oh, is it this one? Yeah. API credentials. You need to put it here in kaggle.json. And then if you want to push a notebook and get it to run, you just do Kaggle kernels push, and then you put the path of your notebook. So that triggered it here to run. Looks like it's going. Let's see if it can. Wait, why did it install IBIS? Did I not change the output? Did I not update it? Ah, wait, we've still got IBIS framework there. I think we can remove it because we're not benchmarking that anymore. Wait, what? Why does it still have? I thought I'd. What on earth is going on? Did I accidentally overwrite it? Oh, wait, what branch am I? Ah, sorry, I'm on the old branch. Okay, TPCH with more libraries. That makes sense. Okay, so it looks like I kept IBIS there, even though I removed it from the other places. Right. Okay, that's why it stayed. Git commit, remove IBIS from installs 2. Nice from Magdalena in the chat. Thanks. Yeah, I used to do a bit of Kaggle back in. Oh, wait, now I'm getting back to not being a very good streamer because I've noticed that my window is still open while I was updating my VS Code. I need to remember if I switch window, I just need to minimize it. Anyway. And let's see if this actually. Oh, yes. Okay, looks like it's going to finish by the end of the stream. So I'm curious to see if we can see the results, and then we should do the same for all of the other TPCH ones, at least the first 7. I'd be really curious to see the first 7 for PyArrow, pandas, Polus eager, Polus lazy, and dusk. And then like each library we add, we can add them too. Again, it's not about providing like the authoritative way of comparing these tools. It's just to demonstrate that Narwhals is able to run them. Oh, we've got an attribute error for... because for Dask it's compute, not collect. Right, let's fix that. And we're calling here compute after we've passed it through the narwhalified function. So just to show this again, this time I've got my VS Code, getting better. So now what I'm going to do, to show you the command again, I'm going to go into tpch notebooks. I'm going to type kaggle kernels push path q1. So in order to get that to work, let's see if in 5 minutes it can execute. I think it can. So in Q1, we've got the notebook itself, and then we've got kernel metadata.json. This is something else that Kaggle wants in order for you to be able to programmatically launch notebooks. They want the ID, title, the name of the file, which I've imaginatively called execute.ipynb, language, type, whether it's private, whether you need GPU. We need internet access, maybe not anymore, but originally I was just installing Narwhals from a branch, so I put internet access equals true, so we could do that. And then the kernel sources. So here is the dataset for the tpch benchmarks, which I created from a different Kaggle notebook. So then we can just import it into this notebook and run it. Cool, it's running. Let's see if there's anything else we can review or fix up in the remaining minutes. Okay, this is okay, all passed. Right, I'm not an anti-car absolutist, but I'm gonna merge this anyway. Then yeah, with columns not working for Pandas backend, let's just open this. Let's leave this open a little longer in case anyone has comments. Then there's this series.pipe and expro.pipe PR from some time ago. I think it was very close to being ready. But yeah, it wasn't quite there. So maybe we should try to just get it across the finish line. I think we can do this in a minute or two. Yeah, let's try to do this. Okay, so git remote add D900. Okay. Then let's check out add series pipe. This is going to be horribly out of date, so we need to merge upstream main. We've got a conflict, in fact, maybe just one. Let's see. Extra, where's the conflict? Here it is. How did this... What on earth is going on here? So the pipe documentation. Why would it be this? Like, we need to use pipe. Yeah, let's keep the current one. So add u, git merge, continue. Okay, let's just check we've not got any merge conflicts left over. Okay, cool. So now let's look at what this person was contributing. Def pipe series. We said we'd make this just consistently S rather than S any. Yeah, this should be fine. I think there was just something that needed fixing in the test, pipe test. What on earth are we even doing here? Test pipe frame. Okay, sure. We need a series. One. Okay, this looks fine. Pipe series. Let's see if this runs. So PyTest tests. Wait, I'm not in the right folder. PyTest.